Good morning, gentlemen. It's my privilege this morning to introduce to you the president of the St. Thomas Academy Alumni Association, a 2001 graduate of this fine school, also a graduate of St. John's, and a successful businessman and an individual who's devoted a great deal of time to football. He was senior captain at St. John's, I believe, and part of some incredible teams there. Please welcome Mr. Brian Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Mish. Dr. Mish, distinguished St. Thomas Academy faculty and staff, guests, fellow alum, and the 2011 St. Thomas Academy Corps Cadets. It is my pleasure to serve as the St. Thomas Academy Alumni Association president. I am the 47th president of the association. This group of gentlemen standing behind me today, twofold. One are the past presidents, and the other are the past recipients of the Hames Award. And today, President is Jerry Brown, class of 1958, Chuck Denny, class of 1948, Bill Fustard, class of 1972, Bill Gabler, class of 1963, Larry McGough, 1947, Pete Ritten, 1951, Tom Schreier, honorary alum, Roger Swenson, class of 1951. This morning, before I stand you to present this award, since 1969, annually this award has been given out to an alum each year. It is one who honors a member of the alumni community who has exemplified the ideals of St. Thomas Academy and in doing so has distinguished himself in the community. Such alum enrich the lives of those around them through personal, family lives, personal occupations, civic leaderships, human welfare activities, intellectual or cultural pursuits, and efforts to advance the goals of St. Thomas Academy. It is my pleasure to present the 43rd Edward G. Hames Alumni Honors Award to Thomas J. Lee from the class of 1955. Tom is an appropriate recipient of the Hames Award because of his lifelong service to St. Thomas Academy and the contributions to the world of education. Tom's admiration for St. Thomas Academy is not just his own, but his whole family. Tom was one of 5 brothers to walk through the halls of St. Thomas Academy, Military Academy, when it was located on the intersection of Cleveland Avenue and Summit Avenue in St. Paul, spanning from 1939 to 1955. He attended St. Thomas Military Academy himself, 1951 to 1955. One of his brothers, Reverend John Lee, class of 1951, was the very first recipient of the Edward G. Hames Alumni Honors Award in 1969. Tom and his brother John are the first 2 brothers to receive this honor. In 2010, Tom had accepted the Fleming Alumni Veterans Award on behalf of his late brother, Robert, class of 1943. Very appreciative for the values of St. Thomas Academy has taught him, Tom has sent his son, Mike, to St. Thomas Academy and graduated in 1983. His commitment to the St. Thomas Academy also includes serving on the Board of Trustees, and in 1991 established the Lee Brothers Scholarship to provide future cadets the education, memories, relationships that Tom is very thankful to this day. After graduating from St. Thomas Academy, he decided to attend the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. At this point in his life, he realized education from St. Thomas has not only prepared him for college, but years beyond. During his years at Notre Dame, he developed more lifelong friends. A little story about that is while hitchhiking back to Indiana from the East Coast after catching a football game, he was holding a sign with his thumb out reading South Bend. In hopes of someone stopping, luck was on his side. A young man a few years older than him, who was just returning from the service, had stopped and offered a ride on the way home from New York while driving a new vehicle he had picked up overseas. This caring person turned out to be a fellow cadet and also a past recipient of the Alumni Hames Award, and that gentleman is Peter Ritten, class of 1951. Those who know the 2 of them might say the rest is history. After graduation from Notre Dame, he had a little help from his newfound friend Peter in landing a job together at General Mills and he was there for 38 years working with the company. While working at General Mills, he had moved around, spent time in Montana, California, and ending up in Minnesota. Tom has established a Lee Brothers Scholarship as well at Notre Dame to benefit individuals who are from Arizona, Montana, and Minnesota. Giving his time, knowledge is something that he has done time and time again. He serves on numerous boards, and they include CAPS, Advisory Board of the Arizona State University Business School, Minnesota Children's Hospital, Catholic Charities Board of Directors. He is a member of the United States Chamber of Commerce serving on the Food and Agricultural Committee, the Lewis and Clark National Forest in Montana, the Snipe Museum of Art at the University of Notre Dame. He has served on the Long Range Planning Committee for the Edina Public Schools. He has volunteered numerous hours at the Dorothy Day Center, and a passion of his, he sees a growing need to provide quality education to students today. He volunteers his time at Risen Christ Catholic Church in Minneapolis and works with adults at in ESL classes at the Hub Center in St. Paul. A short time ago, I had the pleasure of grabbing lunch with Tom. Enjoying our meal and dodging the swarming bees, it was discovered that together Tom and I share a similar passion, and that passion is football. We were sitting around sharing stories from the 1950s to today. We had to cut it short, but it could have gone on for hours. Looking back, having an opportunity to visit with him, coming out of it, if he had not had an opportunity, or I should say, if on that hitchhiking ride, Peter Ritten had not stopped to offer him a ride, he may have ended up coaching. At this time, for your years of service to St. Thomas Academy and your passion to provide quality education for the leaders tomorrow, on behalf of the St. Thomas Academy Alumni Association, I'm honored to give you, Thomas J. Lee, the 2011 Edward G. Haynes Alumni Honors Award.
Wow. Brian, that was terrific. You recited that just as my mother wrote it. It's terrific. First, I'd like to extend very special congratulations to Jack Campbell. Jack was the 2011 recipient of the prestigious Obis Sancti Tomei Award. You know, they say with perseverance, the snail made it to the ark. And in my case, with perseverance and Jack Campbell's patient tutelage and teaching expertise, I got through algebra and geometry. A miracle. Congratulations and thanks, Jack. I can't think of a more deserving recipient. There's a wonderful tradition here at the Academy called senior speech, which requires every senior to give a speech at this formation. This is I have heard several, by the way, and they've all been excellent, without exception. This is a tradition that doesn't date back as far as my years, as most things don't. And frankly, I've always been pretty pleased and grateful for that. But I guess there's no way out. This, in effect, I guess, is my senior speech, or perhaps more appropriately, my super senior speech, 56 years late. I'd like to acknowledge and thank the St. Thomas Alumni Association, its past presidents, retiring president Rick Battis. And when Rick called me, by the way, and told me about this, I kind of hoped it was for the Sports Hall of Fame, but that's another story. Now that Mike Wright's on the board, incoming President Brian Smith, Jason Sedlak, and Shannon Smith for the great job they do on alumni activities. Also Dr. Tom Misch and faculty, cadets, parents, reunion classes here for this wonderful weekend, especially the 50-year anniversary class of 1961. to the past recipients of the Hames Award, my classmates, the class of '55, and especially Bob Alton for forwarding my nomination for this award. Bob and I go back 69 years to St. Mark's Grade School in first grade, and then on to St. Thomas, obviously, and down to Notre Dame together. They say a true friend is someone who knows all about you, and in spite of that, continues to be your friend. And I thank Bob for that. It is only appropriate that any honor or award or recognition that I receive be shared with my wife, Mary Jerry, and our 4 children, Mike, Jack, Amy, and Dan. We've all made this journey together, and my thanks to them, as well as to my daughters-in-law and son-in-law and grandchildren who are here today. I've made many decisions in my life, as all of you had, some pretty good, some not so hot. But the very best decision I made was convincing Mary Jerry Eldridge 50 years ago that she should marry me. It's not that we haven't had some challenges. She had 4 brothers that went to Cretin. But wait, there's a happy ending. Rather than be involved in a mixed marriage, she converted to the cause of our school, St. Thomas Aquinas, for which we've lived happily ever after. Someone once said to me, cherish your family and friends as if your life depends upon it, because it does. And that's a statement that I've come to understand and appreciate the truth and the value of. I'm honored to have been selected for this award and also to be given this time to talk with you. The Hames Award is a big deal. These are the words of Jerry Brown, the recipient in 2004, and I can't say it any better than Jerry did. This is a big, big deal. The list of Hames recipients reads like a who's who of people I admire and respect. I am very proud, humbled, and somewhat surprised to be included in their ranks. St. Thomas, as Brian alluded to, has been a huge part of my family's and my life since long before and well beyond my attendance here. I grew up in the shadow of the old campus and went to all the sports events while attending St. Mark's Grade School. Lots of Lees attended St. Thomas. Myself and my 5 older brothers, Bernie, Bob, Jim, Dick, and Jack. 2 of my sons and several nephews were students here, and 2 great nephews, Jack and Danny Lee, are students currently. My brother Bob, class of '43, was a recipient, as Brian mentioned, of the Fleming Award, bestowed and celebrated on Veterans Day each year here at St. Thomas. For his valor at the Battle of the Bulge, he received the Purple Heart, Bronze, and Silver Stars. Bob, a first lieutenant, was killed 3 months after his 19th birthday, only 18 months after his graduation from St. Thomas. My brother Jack was the first recipient of the Hames Award 42 years ago. What an honor it is for me to share this award with Big Brother Jack. He was a member of that famous class of '51, a truly outstanding group of men. They're celebrating their 60th anniversary this weekend. Congratulations to the fabulous class of '51. My children will attest to the long and well-defined impact that St. Thomas had on me. As they wrote in their endorsement letter on my behalf for this award, and I quote, "Ever since we were little, we have been raised with stories of St. Thomas, stories of drills and buzz cuts and sentence diagramming, stories of athletics and camaraderie, stories of pranks and punishment, and mostly stories of the professors and priests whose teaching in and out of the classroom had such an impact on our dad." There's a recent film documentary getting great acclaim and several Academy Award nominations entitled Waiting for Superman, and perhaps many of you have seen it. It graphically depicts the alarming conditions in many American schools, far too many. It documents extraordinary absenteeism rates, troubling test scores, high dropout rates, overburdened teachers, and extraordinarily low graduation rates. The inequity of all this and the cost of society down the road are immeasurable. The title implies that many students and educators are waiting to be saved. They're waiting for some sort of Superman. Here at St. Thomas, you're blessed by the fact that Superman has already arrived. and is here. It's been here for over 100 years. I was fortunate enough to be taught and mentored by several supermen here at the Academy. Professors such as Schnell and Campbell, Turbies and Keene, O'Brien, Brown, and Byrne, Gatto, Kurtz, McMahon, Ozark, Bassett, and Sergeant Smith. These were true giants. For the most part, they returned from World War II with a world of opportunity and choices. They could have done more self-indulgent things, but instead opted to unselfishly dedicate their lives to the preparation of young people for the future. God bless them and the current faculty, supermen and superwomen, who are faithfully and unselfishly continuing the mission in their footsteps. Here at St. Thomas, it is not just a matter of academic excellence or high scores for admission to good colleges and universities. Here you aren't simply being taught what to think, but rather how to think, how to ask questions and how to reject assumptions, how to exercise reason and how to lead. St. Thomas has a mission to support the development of moral and spiritual character. What may sometimes seem like mere ritual or rigmarole to you today is steeping you in the importance of tradition and community, in what it means not just to be present in a space or a classroom or an assembly hall, but what it means to be engaged or to be fully present, and what it means to be there for your colleagues and for your community. It is a privilege for you, as it was for me, to attend this school. Thank God and hug your parents for this priceless gift, the gift that keeps on giving, a gift that you will continue to open and discover for many years, well beyond your graduation. I'll be honest with you, I didn't always appreciate or even recognize the quality or the impact of this place while I was here. I just wanted to get my ticket punched and get on with my life. Isn't it ironic that we spend our school days yearning to graduate and our remaining days reminiscing about our school days? Well, as they say in the NFL draft, you're on the clock. Your life is well underway and off to a great start. You have an incredible gift, a St. Thomas education, and with that goes a great responsibility. Luke 12:48 says, "Much will be required from the person entrusted with much." You and I, yes, we, have been entrusted with much. You are already demonstrating your awareness of this responsibility and an appreciation for what is being entrusted to you. Each year, St. Thomas students volunteer over 13,000 hours in the Twin Cities community and beyond. Last year, students and families donated over 14,000 pounds of food to Neighborhood House. Fabulous. For over 100 years, St. Thomas graduates have gone forward from this campus, from this place, with a deep sense of duty, with a sense and a feeling that it is always their turn, with a strong intellectual and spiritual grounding and a commitment to helping their community and their country. I am confident you will do the same and maintain the tradition. Yes, that you will carry out the mission. God bless you all, and thank you for this tremendous honor. Thank you.
Congrats, that was super. Great job.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.